It's starting. Like, I just started without the countdown for once. Hope you guys don't mind.
Nah.
I'm still muted.
Oh, actually...
JoJo!
Joe...
JoJo was the only name I'll ever love. Nothing could ever come close.
I really hope I... Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's on. It's live. It's live.
JoJo!
And then I said super salad. I want the regular.
It's on the starting soon page. It's not the actual... I know. You'll see. Somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Do. Okay. So I guess I'll be as ready as we ever will be, right? I should have gotten water. Dang it. Okay, one sec. And I said salad. I wanted super salad.
How dare you take my...
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey
JoJo.
everybody, welcome to the welcome to the discussion where we talk about Joe's wacky travels. Look at the thumbnail, please. And then we'll talk about our favorite JoJo's, how we got into JoJo's, why JoJo of all things. Why am I actually talking about JoJo today, guys? Usually we talk about Tokusatsu and Kamen Rider, but today I wanted to talk about JoJo's. Like we had like 3 or 4 weeks off of discussions, and I come back with some weird anime JoJo thing. Well, that's because I love JoJo. Okay, Lucy.
Hello, JoJo.
Kentaro.
Hello, I'm Kentaro. You can follow me on Twitter at Kentaro Emiya. I like to talk about anime, Kamen Rider, more specifically, I need to talk more about JoJo. So I'm glad to be here.
Marcos. I love JoJo's. Okay, so starting off. So I've been on this anime binge recently. One of my friends got me to anime. I made a whole video about it. And one of those anime just so happened to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like, I knew about it, yada yada. I knew all the memes. Konoda, Dio, Reed, The World. I knew all those memes and stuff. I've seen it. I'm on the internet. Of course I would know those memes. And then one day I was hanging out with a friend. He had Stardust Crusaders in the background. I was watching it and I couldn't stop watching it. So when I got home, I just binged everything JoJo, and then a few friends of mine went to a bookstore. I bought Part 4, Volume 1. Couldn't stop reading it. It was so good. I loved it to death. I just loved JoJo. It was crazy, and I guess I'll talk more about that after. Lucy,
What am I supposed to answer?
how'd you get
I didn't
into
come prepared.
how'd you get into JoJo's?
So I was at a friend's house one day, and I was on social media, and I saw that at the time, Diamond is Unbreakable was airing, and I was just like, I need to watch more anime. So I decided to give Diamond is Unbreakable a watch, and I liked a couple of episodes, and then I told my friends that I started watching JoJo, and I started with Diamond is Unbreakable, and they're just like, stop what you're doing. Go watch the other ones first, and then you can come back. And so I was just like, is there something specific to it? He's like, no, there's an order to it. And I was like, oh, great. So they told me the order list, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. So I started watching Phantom Blood,
Battle
Tendency, Stardust Crusaders, and then after I finished all of that, I went back to Diamonds Unbreakable, caught up with the episodes, and then finally finished it. And that's how I got into JoJo.
Sorry. Conte Verano, thank you. I'm glad your channel is expanding beyond Toku. You know what? Me too. I think next year is going to be a big year for this channel. Kentaro.
So, I got into JoJo around October 2016, so it's almost been 5 years since I've been a JoJo fan. I watched a lot of Toonami growing up. That's how I got into anime like Dragon Ball and Alchemist. So I was kind of curious to what was going on because JoJo was so different from the other anime I saw. And then I got really hooked into part 1 because I really liked the intricate story and the conflict between Jonathan and Dio, and how Dio was such a well-written, compelling villain, how Jonathan was so nice and gentlemanly, but if you hurt any of his friends, he'll beat the living crap out of you. I'm like, that's my guy. So as time went on, I started getting into part 2 through the anime, and then I started reading the manga. It was like one of the first mangas where I kind of like binge read it. I just ordered a bunch of books from my mom's library, and it's just like, I need to read more JoJo and Attack on Titan. That's besides the point. JoJo. And I just got really into it. I even remember I would go to high school and I would almost try to like wear my jacket like Josuke's costume for some reason. Like, I don't know. That's a character I got really attached to, and I really like part 4 too. My favorite parts in general are parts 5 and 4.
Guys, I have a confession.
What's that, Marcos?
I'm a dirty part skipper. I started from the beginning, or Phantom Blood only because Dallas was making a video on it, and that's it. That's my only other exposure to JoJo. But now that I'm more into JoJo, I part skipped a lot.
Why?
Well, for one, I got part 4 of volume 1, so I read that, and that's how I started. But then I started reading Stardust Crusaders, just like volume 1, and then I saw the anime for like part 1 again, and then part 2, and then I jumped straight into like part 5, the manga, and then I jumped there. I'm sorry, guys, I part skipped like so much around JoJo's, but currently I'm reading through Steel Ball Run, which I guess part 7's okay to skip to since it's a different universe, but still. I will talk about my love for Steel Ball Run later, because for now I just want to start with Lucy.
Am I answering again?
Favorite JoJo?
Usually I go for like when I go into a series, I go for what's first, but was an exception. But this time, I like Diamonds Unbreakable the most. I don't know what it is. I think it's because everyone's just like, part 4 JoJo, it reminds me of Persona 4, and I'm just isn't Persona 4 like technically like they're like sharing ideas or what? And it's like it's not like Persona 4 stole the idea. Like, I think I heard somewhere that there was an appreciation, that there was an inspiration or something to have Persona 4 be like part 4. So it's just like, oh, okay. But I like Josuke. I like his thing a lot.
Yes.
And I like Door.
Of course.
Oh, and I also like his fear of turtles, even though I like turtles. It's so funny though. What else is there?
Yes.
I'm trying to like remember like the character. It's been a while since I've seen JoJo, so like I'm blanking out at like the other characters. So, friggin' Koichi, his girlfriend?
Yes, Yukako.
Yeah, Yukako. I love Yukako, even though she was crazy in the first place. But, like, it was... I don't know why. Eventually, I'm just like, what made Koichi, liking her? Because, like, at first, it was just like, she was obsessed with Koichi. But then, all of a sudden, small boy has a crush on tall girl. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh my god.
And I like Rohan's childhood friend.
Oh, Remy, she's awesome.
Yeah, I love her so much. I miss her. Yeah.
I think Josuke's hair is stupid.
How dare you?
Oh dare.
Now he's gonna.
And I have Josuke as my PFP.
People, I like part 3 because when I cosplay, like the only cosplay that I have for JoJo's is part 3. So it's just like, oh, you like part 3? I'm just like, I like part 3, but it's not my favorite. It's a good part, but it's not my favorite.
Yes.
It's like the easiest cosplay for me because I don't have to like get a wig or anything. I just put on the hat, put on the clothes. All right, you're done. JoJo.
Well, JoJo's hair is pretty basic too. I think it's easy.
I guess so.
But yeah.
I guess so. But like, I have longer hair than JoJo, so it's
same.
Like,
I got Jotaro's hat yesterday, and it's so small on me. I'm so sad. but that's okay. I have his hat. And I hope one day Josuke can beat me up so he can heal me again. I want to see how that feels.
You just don't put on the hat; it just rests on your head. You just have to like sew on like a what was it? Like a strap thing to like loosen it. It's like a helmet.
Kentaro.
So, you would think with my PFP you can't see on Discord and my nickname that my favorite JoJo would be Josuke. But you would be incorrect. He's second. My favorite JoJo is Giorno Giovanna. There's just something about his personality and how the way he carries himself. And even if he can look like a pretty nice and calm guy, you cross him, it will be the last thing you'll ever do.
Yes.
He's a straight up gangster. And
Yes.
that's like one aspect I really loved about Part 5, because I loved how it took inspiration from stuff like Scarface and The Godfather, which is one of my favorite movies. And it just really shows the tragedies of how it is to become a gangster in Italy, and how Giorno and his companions he would meet along the way, they would find ways to overcome that tragedy, even if that would result in them sacrificing things. And the way Giorno was written in Part 5, I just thought he was one of the most complex and interesting of the bunch. Like, I love other JoJo's like Jotaro and Joseph, but the way just how Giorno was done, how the duality between him being Dio's son and technically Jonathan's son, because Dio's weird and he thought it was a good idea to take Jonathan's body. I just really like how menacing and ruthless he can be, but I love how charming and appealing he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I would absolutely love to cosplay him too once I start to get materials and whatnot. I think that would be pretty cool.
I need to rewatch Part 5 because it's been a while since I watched it, and I don't think I finished it.
I like Giorno's design.
Yeah, Giorno's design. Whew.
Well, I think one of the funny things is when Hirohiko Araki he has to like find a way to make them their nicknames be called JoJo in universe, because of course everybody's called JoJo. And I think in Part 4, Josuke, that he just gets bullied for 5 minutes, and one of the bullies says, "I think we'll call you JoJo," and that's it. That's the only reason he's called JoJo. And
His name is long.
And Giorno is called JoJo, but stylized like Jio, and I think that's just really funny too.
Mm-hmm.
Gio.
Like, I love his hair, and I love his wardrobe. Like, it's interesting that he walks around having a heart-shaped chest window.
Yeah.
Just walking around in broad daylight, but that's how he expresses himself, and I'm all for it. I love Giorno.
I didn't mind Giorno's color for the clothes that he had, but I was hoping for the blue and pink color
same.
scheme that was shown beforehand.
I kind of like both, and I guess because I really like pink too.
Marcos, yes. My favorite JoJo part is, of course, that's all I talk about anymore, is Steel Ball Run, Part 7. It's the start of a new universe, but there are some similar names. That's about it. No spoilers, of course. But, like, okay, so honestly, what gravitated me towards Part 7 was literally just the name, Steel Ball Run. That just sounds so cool. I don't know what else. I don't know anything else about it, honestly. I knew nothing about the Part 7 aside from the name, and I just thought, wow, that's one of the coolest names I've heard. I want to read that. So unfortunately, I'm also just an official guy. I like to read the official stuff first, but Part 5 Volume 1 is coming out later this year, so it'll be forever before we ever get an official release of the rest of the stuff. So unfortunately I just read what I could for Part 7, and man, it was so worth it. Like, once it becomes like, once there are official English translations, I will buy everything Part 7 related. I was even tempted to buy a Johnny Joestar Medico figure the other day, and it was $130. So I just love everything Steel Ball Run. Johnny automatically became my favorite JoJo. I love his design. Definitely, I got a Johnny hat yesterday. I love everything related to him. I love his character. I love the whole like race, the actual race, continental race from one end of the U.S. to the other. I like that it takes place in the U.S. I like the stands. They're pretty much just abilities at that point and not meant for like fighting, and they still look cool anyway. The writing is really good. The art style is fantastic, and I'm reading it in color. I think it was a fan colorized, but it still looks really good. I love Steel Ball Run to death. Like the other stuff is fine. Like I love Diamond is Unbreakable. I like Stardust Crusaders. I'm interested in Stone Ocean, but I think Part 7, I don't think anything can top it. And I'm really scared to read JoJolion. I think it's like over 100 chapters at this point, and I'm scared to read that. But hey, I'm all for it. I like Josuke's design there, or Gappy, as others call him.
Yeah, Gappy's design, it's really charming. The sailor suit and everything.
Hearing Marcos be like, I love everything Steel Ball Run or whatever, just reminds me of him. I love everything Build.
Oh, oh no, oh no. No.
Like I'm noticing a pattern now.
No. Now I'm gonna get everything Steel Ball Run. Like my wall's gonna be nothing but Build in Part 7. That's it.
Oh man.
If I could. But if you guys see like Jotaro's his Japanese voice actor, he has like this wall of Stardust Crusader stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me, but with Part 7.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good luck trying not to break the bank.
Everyone, subscribe to the Patreon to fuel.
Oh no.
To fund Marcus's shrine of JoJo stuff. Please donate. This is a joke, dude.
So I was honestly really tempted yesterday. I was looking at eBay. I was really tempted to buy the Japanese volumes of Steel Ball Run, and I can't even read them. I just wanted them.
You just wanted them for collectors.
And it was like $200, and I was tempted. I was like really close to pressing the buy now button, but I got to switch instead. So I don't know.
You guys really show your love for JoJo. Meanwhile, I only own one JoJo thing. That's the first volume of Part 1. I need to get more stuff.
Oh, that's all right.
I have a figure of Josuke and Crazy Diamond on my shelf. I have a couple of artist prints of JoJo fan art. I have one wall scroll of Phantom Blood.
I used to have a DVD. This is before the Blu-rays came out of Parts 1 and 2, but the quality was so god awful. And I don't know if I threw it in the trash or I'm just like, hey mom, you work at the library, could you like take this off my hands? I don't want to see this ever again.
When I was doing my whole JoJo research yesterday, I found out that there is a fighting game, Eyes of Heaven, on the PS4, and I bought it. But I think one of the saddest and funniest things is when you play as Johnny and he's on his horse because, you know, he's paraplegic, he can't walk, but he can get knocked off his horse and you can play as him and he starts crawling on the ground trying to fight, and I feel so bad. Like, Johnny. I feel so bad for him. Like I mean, I'm sure he's fine because he can fight and stuff. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's like lived with it. But like it just looks so sad seeing him crawl while everybody else is like jumping and doing like these backflips and summoning their stand, and Johnny can only shoot like his fingernail things, whatever.
Pain.
Fingernails. That just reminded me of a JoJo villain.
Oh no.
Who was that? Because I think I know who you're talking about.
Huh?
What's up?
Dude like clipped his fingernails and then like.
Oh,
kept
Kira.
Oh.
Yeah, just.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Favorite JoJo.
Yes.
Favorite stand.
Lucy.
Lucy.
Good question.
All right, actually,
yes.
let's go with Kento first.
Okay, if you.
My favorite stand, I don't know if this is technically cheating, but it's like I can't decide whether it's Gold Experience or Gold Experience Requiem. Because I really like how his abilities works and his designs.
Yes.
Also, the reference to the Prince album Gold Experience, because Prince is my favorite musician. So the fact that JoJo did that, that kind of like really speaks to me on a level. And I just love how in that first fight between Giorno and Bruno, how Giorno demonstrated the abilities of Gold Experience and started putting him into hypertension. And then he took Bruno out of his senses. And then he beat the crap out of him with multiple punches, which I just think that's really cool. And then I also like how he heals. How he can like change the surroundings and heal people too.
Yes.
And then later on, when Giorno gets the arrow and he turns Gold Experience into Gold Experience Requiem, he basically just curb stomped Diavolo. He sent him back to zero. He took the hypertension from the first 3 episodes of Golden Wind, and then they expanded upon it. And it's almost like Diavolo was transported to another world, and he's got the worst punishment any villain could get in JoJo, where he just keeps going back and forth, dying multiple times. It's just, that fight, that was amazing.
You're amazing.
Marcos.
Lucy.
Hi.
Favorite stand.
This is a bias, but it's either Crazy Diamond or Star Platinum.
Ooh.
I honestly don't have a reason. I'm just like, I like them. They're neat. I think these guys are neat. I think I like Crazy Diamond more because I guess I like it. I do like this design, and I mean that also attributes to my favorite JoJo, which is Josuke, because I like the he can heal and whatnot, but then he can't heal himself, and I'm just like, that's interesting. I like
Same
I like
thing with Gold Experience.
Yeah, I like when characters aren't like they're like that they can like they can give a handicap for themselves. They're like there has to be like some kind of interference or whatever that hinders their progress in something. Excuse me. But yeah, that's why I like those stands. I have no reason to like Star Platinum except for he's cool.
He has a cool design.
Yeah, he does have a cool design.
And a stand that can punch super fast and go ora. Like that. That's just
no.
Cool.
Actually, when you say favorite stand, no, we're answering for the main JoJo's. But what about other stands like
that's what
allies.
I meant. Like general.
Oh, in general? Well, what if we just separate that? What's your favorite ally stand?
Okay, wait. Okay, guys. Okay. So you would think my favorite stand would be Tusk, since I love Part 7, but I think Tusk is one of the stupidest looking stands ever. I think. Oh yeah, so I also wanted to bring up real quick that one of the stupidest names in JoJo like ever and throughout the history of it is Oye Como Va. That's one of the villains from Part 7, and it just sounds so dumb because that's hey, how are you doing in Spanish. And, okay, and so my favorite stand obviously comes from Part 1. Just kidding. It's Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, or localized. Wait, what was the localization name? It was
It's Filthy Acts at a Reasonable Price.
Yes, that. I love that. It's so dumb, but in a good way. Like I just love how they had to go around the copyright. Yeah, but that's my favorite. I love the name. I love the design. I also like the power it has, because like not even Araki knows what power it has. It's so complicated. I watched a video about like D4C's ability, and I just got lost in the first 5 seconds watching it. But I like, he's probably like my favorite stand. I like his design too. Killer Queen's another one up there. I like the design of that one. Or Bites the Dust, whatever you want to go with. But my favorite mainline stand or main JoJo stand is gonna be Soft and Wet. I love the design for Gappy Stan.
So good.
Name for something
God.
so cool.
Hey. Yeah, but I also think Soft and Wet sounds pretty decent, but it's also kind of lame at the same time.
It's also another Prince song. We move.
Yes, let's go. I hope I'm not the only one who thought that Scary Monsters was a reference to Skrillex and not David Bowie. I honestly thought that was that Araki finally made a reference to like some modern electro musician, but no, it's David Bowie. But either way, Scary Monsters is also a dumb name, but I love it.
I would be down to see if he ever makes a new part. I don't even know when that's ever going to happen, but if he ever makes a new part with all new stands or whatever, I would definitely like to see some modern stands.
Yeah, same.
Related to
Yeah, I
Let's
kind
see.
of wonder what part time will be like.
Hey,
Favorite ally stand?
oh yeah, it was my question, and yeah, I'm just like, I'm not paying attention at all.
Do you want me to go to Kentaro first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think I would win. I'm not.
So, my favorite ally stand would be Sticky Fingers. Bruno with his debut and the Taste of a Liar scene, which was iconic. And then he shows off his stand, and I love its design. I love the whole zipper motif
Yes.
that complements with Bruno's costume, and then how he uses the zippers and how he can zip through dimensions and take other people into them. Just, God, it's so cool. And I love how Bruno came up with the stand battle cry of Ari 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 Ari
Yes.
later on. I also really like Heaven's Door, The Hand, Killer Queen, Silver Cherry, and Silver Cherry Requiem.
Yes.
King
Absolutely.
Crimson, who's the angriest stand I've ever seen in my life.
King Crimson looks pretty cool.
And it definitely compliments Diavola well, because he is a very, very, very angry man. So
Same.
angry that anger is the only thing that keeps him alive. Meanwhile, Doppio is just so sweet. I mean, he's still evil, but I really like Doppio.
All right.
That looked cool. Yes.
The issue with me being in this discussion or whatever is for JoJo is like I'm like so hyped on Kamen Rider, but then it's just like JoJo. I'm just like I just think they're neat. So it's just like I like Silver Cherry because I think they're neat. I also like Heaven's Door because I think they're neat.
That's basically
Also,
it.
artist problem. Also, Rohan's an artist, so I'm just like, all right, here we go. I can somewhat relate to this, but at the same time, not really, because I will never be at the same level as Rohan, ever in my life.
But you're both
We
cool.
hope.
Oh,
True, though.
yeah.
All right, best Joe, bro.
Speedwagon.
Yes. No, that's best waifu.
He can be a Joe Bro and a waifu. That's the same.
Male wife.
He's got a point there.
When I started getting into JoJo, or a long time ago, I knew who Speedwagon was. I thought he'd be one of the main characters through like all the parts, because I just I kept hearing Speedwagon's like the best character in the whole, and I just thought, wow, he must be like 100 years old at this point. But then I started watching Phantom Blood, and man, Speedwagon just makes this really big impact. He only meets Jotaro for like 5 minutes, and he's like, "No, stop it there. Jonathan is the best guy. Please do not hurt him. Come with me, Mr. Joestar." And then they go like this wacky adventure together, and
Didn't Speedwagon try and kill him?
with his hat, yes. But doesn't everybody
Yes.
just try to do that?
Mhm.
Try to kill people with their hat.
That's actually how we met. So funny story, guys. Me and Lucy met when I tried to kill them with my hat.
Oh yeah.
But then Lucy just.
But then I threw
used
my
it.
own hat.
Oh my
My
god.
Jotaro hat.
Okay. Well, Kentaro, favorite Joe Bro.
It's totally not Bruno, but It's Bruno.
Yeah.
His personality, how intimidating he was at first, but then later on, there's just so many layers to him, and how even if he was pulled into this, even if he was pulled into the Italian mafia, he had like a different goal. He didn't want to sell drugs. He wanted to find a way. He had his own motive, and he wanted to find a way to make things better for everyone in Italy. And as much while I do love his sub actor, Ichi Nakamura, who's also Ultraman X and a bunch of other characters, his dub actor Ray Chase, he really pulled off his character well. The first time I heard the dub voice, I had so many chills. And then, which I need to catch up on the Part 5 dub anyways, because it's pretty good.
Yes.
But Ray Chase is Bruno. Whew, perfect casting right there. He did a fantastic job.
Since you brought up the dub, I think the JoJo dub is one of the best ones out there.
Hey, we moved.
Mostly because it takes place outside of Japan for the most part, so I think it's weird if like someone's in like England and they're speaking like perfect Japanese. You know? Especially in part 1, since that really takes place like far out of Japan.
I blame the Japanese.
Oh my gosh. And I guess it's also weird in part 2 or Battle Tendency for Stroheim to speak Japanese, I guess, since he's like not. But anyway, Lucy.
What was the question again?
Favorite JoBro.
Same reason again. I just think they're neat. I like Polnareff.
I
like Polnareff.
High five.
Polnareff is epic.
I just love his hair.
Yes.
Also, I don't know. I don't think this happens in the manga. I think it was like a fan manga or something. Remember, someone drew like Polnareff like crying or whatever, and it was like the funniest thing ever. And that grabbed me like to like Polnareff even more, even though it was a fan manga. But man, I forget he shows up in part 5, right?
Yep, he did.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's what I gravitated more towards him when part 5 happened, and I'm so, I got so upset that he basically died, but then he got turned into Eternal, so I was fine with that. Got turned into
He works in mysterious ways, or should I say, bizarre ways. Am I right, guys? Oh,
not a girl.
I like. I also like Polnareff. Of course, I'm gonna say Gyro's one of the best JoBros too. I really didn't like Gyro at first because he was so stuck up and stubborn and just and then like one panel later he's like, "Hey, Johnny, let's go on this wacky adventure." And then they're like bros now, and then they like try to run the race at the same time together. They don't leave each other behind, and I just love Gyro so much. Polnareff is definitely up there. I love Polnareff. Koichi, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I actually do quite a bit.
I like most of the part 4 characters. Oh man, I love Okuyasu because he went from "I'm gonna kill you" to "Hey, Josuke, let's be buddies."
Oh, Josuke.
I like that too. Actually, I like that a lot about JoJo's. Like, JoJo's does have its tropes, just like any other media. And one of the tropes is like they become friends by almost killing each other. That's basically how all the Stardust Crusaders became friends.
I mean, they were like under influence, to be fair, some of them. But then eventually, yeah, they did eventually become friends. But then, like, you go into part 4, it's just like it just goes from "I'm gonna kill you" to "Yeah, let's be buddies."
Yeah.
There was no influence. It was just like I've decided to this day that I'm best friend.
Well, you see like Speedwagon try to kill Jonathan. I forgot what happens in part 2, but then like the Stardust Crusaders, even though they were possessed, they still try to kill Jotaro, and then you get what I mean. So yeah. And that's really how we became friends. Everybody in this chat, Kentaro and Lucy, we all tried to kill each other, but then we became friends after.
I definitely tried to kill Kentaro.
No, why?
Okay, guys.
I just want to live a quiet life. Wait, I'm not Kira. Never mind.
So breakdown is clearly the best JoJo opening, right? JoJo opening.
my favorite JoJo opening, which of course it's a part 5 opening, would be Trader's Requiem.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
And I definitely love the multiple versions of it when Diavolo shows up in that one little scene where he like breaks reality and he's like staring at Giorno flexing. And then there's the Giorno version where Giorno's like, you know what, screw you. I'm gonna get the arrow. I'm gonna get Gold Experience Requiem. I'm done with you.
I think we can all. Oh yeah, that's a good opening too. But I think we can all agree that the visuals to each JoJo opening is just so good. Like each frame can literally be a painting or like something on your wall.
Yes.
Like I think Stardust Crusaders has one of the coolest visuals, especially when they're all like lined up together and facing towards the left. And I want that as like a commission, but I know that'll take a lot.
What I like about the openings when it comes to the anime or whatever, like as the story progresses, it does change, and I like that.
Yeah.
Like there's like little details or whatnot.
Lucy,
Makes you wonder.
favorite Joe opening? Same.
I mean, I'm kind of biased on Great Days. I'm biased on Great Days because I do like the singer for that, but then there's a cover by some of the previous the other opening or the other parts, and they've like covered the Great Days.
Oh yeah, the Units version.
Yeah, I love that one so much.
Same. Well, I love Great Days a lot.
There's also another song. I mean, I like all the JoJo Part 4 openings, but there's like one opening that's like really underrated that no one likes in Part 4.
Chase.
Yeah.
God, I love Chase.
I love
so
that one
good.
too. Yes.
What the heck?
People don't like it, and I'm just like, I like it.
It's probably my second favorite, actually. I like it a lot. I love it.
And it fits the tone of where Part 4 was going in that direction with everyone coming after Kieran and trying to figure out the mystery and the drama behind all the murders. So, I mean, I get why people don't like it. I mean, you know, it's whatever.
I love the chorus to Chase. It sounds really pretty.
Same.
We have a donation.
Oh yeah, Conte Verano. Have you seen Blood Sun Vendetta on YouTube? No, but I just looked it up and it looks like JoJo, so I will put this in my favorites and to watch later because I actually think this looks kind of cool. But thank you for the suggestion. I actually did put it in my watch later list. Okay. Dang it! I had this. I was gonna say what was it? What JoJo
ending?
JoJo will never end. At least I hope not.
Or ending song, I should say.
JoJo. Roundabout.
Yeah.
I guess that's cheating since it's a licensed song, but okay, favorite JoJo ending then.
My favorite JoJo ending song is Freaking You. I'm just kidding. No, it's not. That's the worst JoJo ending of them all.
Wow.
I don't even want to talk anymore about that. My favorite JoJo ending. It's either Last Train Home during the arc of Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah.
That song, I don't know why, but that song just reminds me of like adventures, sort of to speak, with my friends and stuff. And that song just makes me so sad, but so good. And another ending song I really like is Modern Crusaders, the better ending song to Part 5, Looking at You, Freaking You. I love the stand statues and the lyrics and how it really represents the final arc for Part 5. It's just a beautiful ending.
You know what, Kentro?
You can hear me.
What's that?
It's okay. No. I think Last Train Home is going to be my favorite outside of Roundabout. So it's such a pretty song. I love it.
It really is.
Meta Lucy.
Roundabout.
Okay, mine's Roundabout. It's so iconic.
I just think it's neat.
Yeah, it's an iconic ending. Do. It's okay. I guess the last thing I wanted to say, because my friend's gonna come pick me up. I think.
Oh.
Right now.
Yeah, she just messaged. She's on her way. Okay, so the last thing I want to say is that so I'm a lot like Lucy when they said that they just think JoJo's neat. Like I can talk for hours and hours about Kamen Rider. I can go in depth. I can go analyze it. I can talk about it forever, and I have in History of Kamen Rider. But with JoJo's, I just think they're neat. It's
I
cool.
just think they're
Yeah,
fair.
like it's. I think the thing that gravitated me the most about JoJo's is that it just looks cool. I love the Oda. I love Star Platinum just fighting it out with like Dio. I love the look of Part 7. I even like Part 1, like the style of it, the art style especially. I just love.
Yeah.
It just all looks so cool, and that's the one word I would use for JoJo. It's just cool. It looks cool. The fights are cool.
It gravitated towards me. I think the art style is what gravitated towards me the most because it's just like
Same.
it's just like a unique art style compared to others.
Yeah, for sure. Like it is anime, of course, but like I don't think I've seen an anime that looks anything like this with all that shading and the. Actually, I guess
Details.
the shadings, the details, yeah. Kamen Rider.
It's kind of cool how JoJo took inspiration from Fist of North Star, and then
Yeah.
once Part 4 comes in, it kind of just went into its own direction. Like, I do like the early art styles, but when Part 4 starts and then later on, as the parts go, I just think the art style just gets better and better every time.
Yes, definitely. JoJolian looks really cool. Like I can't wait to get to that. Like the just seeing the
Looks so
panels looks
good.
good. Yeah. But I guess that's it. My friend says she's here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my standing would be called "Be the One." Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good